And a very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Now, the number 107 is Cape Town's emergency services number. Unfortunately, this open hotline has become the target of prank callers very recently, and emergency services and communication centres have said now no more. They are not taking it anymore. And we're joined this morning by JP Smith, the committee member for safety and security, to tell us a bit more about what the City of Cape Town is going to be doing about this. It's sadly a sad state of affairs, the fact that people are abusing this line for their own, to be humoured and entertained. What exactly has been going on, and what's been the impact on the services?
It's been going on for some time, but I think of late the numbers have gotten a bit more concerning.
Yeah.
And to the point where staff members complain that it impacts on them. They don't want to come to work. They dread the next phone call. There are a couple of habitual callers who will routinely call and abuse staff members. You'll hear on the clips we released that the call taker at one point just loses it with somebody and says, "Not again." And this guy for the umpteenth time on the same day is calling and verbally abusing people. And some people just call and swear, then throw the phone down. So it takes its toll, but importantly, it takes up emergency call time.
Of course. We're talking about 280 prank calls per day. That is absolutely shocking. Have you managed to find the average profile of these offenders? What kind of people are they?
I mean, it's 102,000 calls a year. It's 20% of our 532,000 calls. And we used to always say it was just children, because we see when we do the training, the awareness sessions, about 800 to 900 awareness sessions a year we do, that the kids call in larger numbers. But lately, when we've been looking at the stats, that's not entirely true. There are a lot of adults who are calling. In fact, the most abusive are the adults. The children just throw the phone down, but the adults are swearing, making all kinds of sexual innuendo, and sometimes just insane rambling. So some of them are unhinged individuals who find an ear that they can speak to.
Yeah, let's quickly get down to what the city is doing, what plans and measures you've put in place to deal with this. What exactly will be happening now?
Well, generally, the call takers will terminate the call as quickly as possible and waste as little as possible in time, because in that time, somebody else could be calling. But what we are doing now is getting ready to prosecute. So there's legislation that makes it an offence to call and a prank call a hotline, especially a hoax call, where you make us dispatch a paramedic or a fire engine to something that doesn't exist. That is an offence, and we will be prosecuting those people who we can identify who they are from their cell phone numbers or landline numbers, which are not payphones. Most of the calls come from payphones, but many are not. And on those numbers, we will now be taking legal action against the worst offenders.
And we're talking about, what is the punishment that we're talking about here?
Well, there's several years imprisonment potentially, or a very big fine, but we need to make an example of some of them so that people will think twice, drive down those numbers, because what you don't want is to be holding on that line, desperately trying to get help. Your car's stuck next to the side of the road and somebody else is wasting our time with a prank call.
Absolutely. JP, thank you so much
for
coming in. And to all of those prank callers out there, you have been warned. You have been warned. All right, now let us find some inspiration in our labour of love.